Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm an elementary teacher turned full-time tutor, and I'm the founder of Mrs. Lexi Kelly Tutoring, Barefoot and Burnout, and Teacher Transformers. So I've started three official businesses at this point, and that is super exciting because I get to do so many different things with what I love to do instead of being told how to do something that I kind of liked doing, if that makes sense. I am a associate in training level of the AOGPA, the Academy of Orton Gillingham Practitioners and Educators. I went to Ohio State for both undergrad and graduate school, and I started my online tutoring business while starting a step family. So I know how to make it work when you are super busy. And we are also adding to our family this February. I am currently pregnant, and we're so excited. So welcome to the Teacher Transformers Tell All. My name is Lexi Limbert Soderberg. I was a classroom teacher for 5 years, and then I switched to full-time tutoring in 2021. I'm also a writer and an entrepreneur. And then this is a fun picture of something that I'm super proud of. These students in my classroom, I taught them how to read and to spell. And during their silent 10, like their break time where they can snack, color, get on their iPads, build with dominoes, these two girls chose to pick up like a different class workbook and challenge each other to spell all these words. And so
That's
that was
cool.
so cool. That was their free time. And I just came across it in my time hop the other day. And so I saved it on my computer. And I was like, oh, I love how excited they were about spelling. So this is my promise to you that by the end of this hour, I will show you how to stop wasting your precious time and energy driving all over the city to tutor after school. I will show you how it is possible to beat your burnout and make what you're worth with some online tutoring. Please try to keep a growth mindset throughout this because it's a lot easier in our society to think of all the no's and the why we can't do something and try to think of how can I make this work for me instead? Because if it's worked for me, it's worked for Caitlin, it can work for you too. So, can you relate to any of these questions? Are you tired of not making a livable wage? My teacher salary worked out to about $100 a day, and now I'm charging 90 an hour for tutoring. And so it just feels like kind of silly that I was in the classroom making so much less, doing so many more hours and hours of work. And then when I first left the classroom, I got kind of fed up with all the podcasts, the printables, the people trying to get you to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. I was exhausted after work, and then I just ended up driving all over town every evening. And some people are even unsure how to leave the classroom and tutor full time, or just anxious to start your own business in general.
That's
So if
me.
you it is so stressful because it's not what we went to school for, right? Like we went to school to be teachers and to have these conversations with people, not to be like this big business salesperson. And it is kind of a hard mindset shift.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're nodding your head, yes, I'm not a stalker. I'm not, looking in your kitchen window. And it's also not your fault. Like teachers are not set up for success. We are, it's hard to know like what is right, who to trust. And at that point, when I was in the classroom, I was just ready to get out and do anything different at that point. But you do have a chance to get out of there. Here's this dream that I have for you. You can wake up every morning excited for the day. The first word out of my mouth every morning used to be the F word when my alarm would go off. And now my alarm goes off at like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, I feel so well rested. And it is totally different than that 5:30 wake up call when I was in the classroom. I don't have the Sunday scaries anymore. So Sunday night, when everyone's getting all stressed out about the week ahead at school, I'm sitting on the couch watching Big Brother with my family. And you'll be
Great.
able
I don't
to,
miss the Sunday scaries.
that is a huge
Hmm.
relief. Yeah. You'll be able to peacefully eat dinner without running over your to-do list. I used to bring my planner with me to the dinner table and like try to make sure I got everything done at the same time as I was eating because that's, how you eat lunch at school too as a teacher. And so I was just used to it. And hopefully By the end of this, you'll also be able to control your thought spirals to stop your stress tornado at night and just fall asleep calm. But I was so full of stress and anxiety, and I was having panic attacks on the playground. I was trying to nap under my desk while the kids were at specials. I had to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sensory thing where you find 5 things you see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can smell every day just to calm my heart rate down so I could go back to the lesson. And it was getting so overwhelming, so emotionally draining. And then we switched to online learning, and that was even more overwhelming and more draining. And we had to learn all these new things overnight. We were told, how to get on Power School for Zern, Blookin, Jamboard, Flipgrid, Edpuzzle, like all of these things we learned basically overnight. My gas tank was already on E, and it just kept going lower and lower. So I was completely burnt out. I was dreading my job. I was sneering at my students. I was snapping at my spouse. And like I said, I was having full blown panic attacks on the playground. I'd go cry in the stairwell at lunch. And my body even stopped ovulating. So the fact that I'm pregnant now, I'm so excited because a few years ago, I thought that this was never going to happen. I was so stressed out that my whole body just shut down. And I had 2 different doctors ask me to rethink if teaching was the right uh, career for me. And that's all I'd ever wanted to be since I was 5 years old as a teacher. And so that was so crushing to kind of have those conversations with my therapist and my doctors and try to figure out what I could do instead because I still love teaching. I just didn't love what teaching in the classroom had become. So I decided that I was going to make my tutoring business a full-time thing. I'd always tutored alongside teaching after school, but then I decided to go full-time with the business. And it wasn't going to matter how long it took or how much money it took. That's a whole other thing too. But when you choose to invest your money in the right things, it can be so worthwhile. So that's what started my journey to got me where I am today, sharing my methodology so that other teachers can skip over the years of trial and struggle that I went through. So you can just get your successful online tutoring business up and running. So this is a quote from Kevin Hart's book. Potential is all about your willingness to listen, learn, and improve. So I'm trying to do that every day to make my business better, to make me better as a person, and make my family better. I'm really, really grateful that I chose to invest in myself, or I would probably still be trying to get enough traction to my teachers pay teachers and my Etsy stores and all of that. So I live by Maya Angelou's words, when you know better, you do better. And not only am I doing better, but I'm also trying to help others do better as well. So right now, I'm able to sit down for dinner without bringing my to-do list. I can put most of my bills on auto pay, but it took me a few years to kind of figure it all out. And I had to unlearn a lot of the things that I thought were the right thing to do. I had to test out different formulas and see what's worked for me and my families. And I've changed tutoring business practices over the years as time's gone on. And as I've learned, I've changed and adapted as well. But I didn't have it all figured out at the beginning. There was one night that I had 3 cancellations in a row. I'm sitting in the parking lot crying. I wasn't going to be able to pay my credit card bill that Friday because I needed those 3 payments. And back then I wasn't doing prepay. That's one of the things that I've learned that has shifted everything. But I didn't know what to do. And it took a lot of time and patience, but it took mostly like having invested in my own education to become an expert in tutoring online and building this online business thing. And I was fully committed to figuring out. I wasn't going back. I couldn't go back in the classroom. I wasn't ready to deal with those panic attacks again. I didn't want to try to nap under my desk anymore. I wanted to make it work. And this is a little, how many breakdowns have you had today? 3. Like that was a question that my teacher friends and I would ask each other. It doesn't have to be like that, you know? So I was worried that I wasn't motivated enough, dedicated enough, focused enough, but I discovered that none of that mindset was actually helpful. I just had a really hard time knowing my worth. And once I started to kind of shift that mindset, everything else changed for me. And I really want to share how I did that with all of you so you can do it too and just skip over that trial and error. because there is a simpler way to life. This is my family at Cedar Point, an amusement park here in Ohio, on a Friday because the girls didn't have school that day. I don't have students on Fridays. I save that as my makeup day. So if something comes up earlier in the week, I can make up a student on Friday. This week, everyone had come to their lessons. And so we went to Cedar Point. And it was so fun that I have the flexibility with my business to do this now. I'm having this baby soon, and I have the flexibility to say, okay, these are the weeks I'm going to take off. And I don't have a boss telling me, no, you can't do that, or you need to do these weeks instead. So I'm really excited to have this flexibility, and I really hope that other people can live the simpler life as well. So imagine yourself 3 months from now. Like, close your eyes if you're one of those people that like to visualize, or you can just kind of keep a soft gaze. But imagine working from your laptop at your house. You've got your dog or your cat at your feet. Your tutoring session ends. It's 4 p.m. on a Thursday. You close your laptop and you don't have to touch it until Monday the next week. And then also the next Monday, you don't wake up full of dread. You actually wake up excited to see your students. I have students Monday through Fridays, and I get excited to see every single one of them. When I was in the classroom, it got to the point where coming back from winter break was so stressful because I knew that we were going to be starting all over with our routines. We were going to be, it's basically August all over again and relearning how to be in that classroom together. Whereas I get to maintain the student relationships when I'm working with these kids. I get to maintain our expectations, and it's always consistent expectations from the same person. So that helps a lot too. So this is Caitlin. Caitlin did it, and you can too. So I just have a few questions while you are here for anybody else that might be hearing this teacher transformers thing and be like, what is it? So why did you decide to work with me?
Because I could relate to you. I had the panic attacks every day, the Sunday scaries. Um, I didn't like the way the schools were being run, and you couldn't teach. You had to do all this other stuff. And I was just done with that. I was tired of it. And I enjoyed working with kids in small groups or one-on-one. And it just seemed like it was a better fit for me.
Yay. I'm so glad. What is your biggest piece of advice to someone that is on the fence? Like, I don't know, like I can tutor maybe one or two kids, but I don't want to do this full time, or how do you make it work? Or
Um, well, my biggest advice for that is to kind of, like you did, jump in and do it. I mean, I had medical circumstances that gave me a leave of absence.
yeah,
Um,
I feel like
so
it's hard without that push. You know what I mean? Like, if you have that safety net to fall back on, it's different than just saying, nope, we're just going for it.
yeah,
No
it's
turning back now.
yeah, it's kind of scary knowing like, okay, I have to do it. I have to make this work. So
That
just
also at the same time kind of motivates my anxiety and ADHD a little bit to like put deadlines on myself. Because
yep.
if not, it's a not now thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. I'm better at setting goals and achieving them because it's something that I know is going to benefit me.
That's awesome. I
So
love that. Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else that you want to share about having started your own tutoring business?
with a lot of help from Lexi, listening to my tears,
Always, I'm here for
and,
you.
and just, you know, I think my favorite thing about working with you was your encouragement and your positivity. Um, that was huge for me because even still, like the phase I am in my life, that's not easy for me right now. And so having someone in your corner saying, you can do this, I know you can get it done, and kind of give you that little bit of a push made a world of difference for me. And
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you.
that's huge. And then like my family knows like how much I had like wanted to do this or whatever. And they all go, "Do you still talk to her? Does she still help you?" And I'm like, "Yep."
Oh, good. Tell your family I say hi next time they ask.
Yeah.
My
So
family knows who you are too. They will be
yeah.
like, "Hey, Caitlin, how's her tutoring business going?"
So it's just it's nice having that support and having someone that's been there, done that, and walk you through getting it done and figuring it out, but knowing that you can do it.
Thank you so much for sharing. I really do appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you.
Yay. So it's scary, it's stressful. There's a lot that goes into starting your own business. And, as a teacher, you're not trained in that part. And so I want to help encourage you. I want to help take some of that load off for you. Because if you're like me, you end up taking on tutoring hours after school, but then that just takes away more time from your friends and your family. Then you're just stacking more and more and more onto your already overflowing plate. Or you try to work for the after school care in your building, or you sign up to coach volleyball, or I led yoga club after school. I was like, oh, that'll be a good way to like make some extra money and also make sure I do yoga every week. No, it was just more teaching for $15 a week. And that wasn't really gonna make or break it in today's economy. So, but basically, teachers are not set up for success. We're not given the tools, the resources, and the support that they need in order to teach in the most effective way. And as a result of this, they begin to burn out. And teacher burnout is a big issue right now, but I don't see that many people doing much about it. And so that's kind of why I'm here to help you. I want to help you beat your burnout. I want to help you have your own business and your own say in things so you can kind of take a break if you need to, or stop where you're at and meet your students where they are instead of continuing to push yourself and do things that aren't working for you. So I hopefully want you to be able to stop your spinning cycle of worries as well. Like if you've ever wondered about starting your own tutoring business, and then you just kind of end up in this cycle of like, well, all teachers are tired. There's no good way to beat burnout. Are there too many tutors? What if I can't find students? I can't charge more than 30 an hour because of where I live. What if my students cancel and I don't get paid? I'm way too busy. I don't have time to add anything else in my schedule. I have answers for all of these worries built into the program and also built into our calls each week. So we have calls each week as well, where you can bring whatever sticky situations you're working with in that moment, and we can work through them together. So
Those
there's
are the
fixes.
best calls.
Thank you. Like, so there's fixes to all of these things. You don't have to get stuck in this. And one of the things that I do to really help myself stop that cycle is I literally picture my thoughts as a tornado and I like try to visualize it. And then I visualize it like further away from my body. And then, okay, that's where all my thoughts and my stressors are going. I can't stop them. They're just going to keep cycling, but I can kind of take a step back, whip out my lawn chair and sit down and kind of watch them. Like, all right, that's what I'm stressing about right now. Which one of those can I deal with? Nope, not the cow. Like, and you can just kind of pick and choose which ones you can deal with in the moment and work through your circle of control that way. So, the biggest mindset shift, I think, for me was really, you showed up here because you want to make what you're worth tutoring online, but you have to view it as a business and view yourself as the CEO of your business. Like that is a huge part of it is, how many hours I'm devoting to it each day is kind of, you're going to get your bang for your buck where you're putting your time and your money. So during my journey, I started my business as a plan to step back from teaching, reduce my stress level, hopefully increase my fertility back up. But, then I had infertility, I had a divorce, and I ended up with a step family and step kids. And then my oldest needed homeschooled too. So I was tutoring and teaching other teachers how to tutor and homeschooling on top of all of that. And it was a lot all at once. But because I was able to kind of do my mindset shift and really double down on my business. I'm making it work for me and my family. And now I'm pregnant. We're adding to our family. Like, I'm so excited to share this with other people and help them achieve this as well. You need to be able to prioritize and organize the time that you already do have because teachers are not set up for success. They're not given the tools, the resources, the support. And those are all things that I include in my program, along with these 5 elements. So, like I said, started with the tools, the resources, the support, the step by step plan of what to do and why, support time and research backed resources. That's a huge one because my school that I used to teach at didn't let you use resources from teachers pay teachers. And in owning your own business, you get to choose what resources you're going to use. You want to use the ones that work, but also have some research to back them, like, oh, this is based on the science of reading, or I've helped this many students spell with using this resource. And in that sense of community, you kind of get to talk about that with other teachers as well. It also helps to have a professional to ask questions and get support from, and to have accountability, a sense of community from like minded individuals. No one gets it like someone that's been there before, especially teaching. It is such a different career than any other one out there. And so if you have an extra stressful day at work and you just come to our weekly session and just vent, because that's what you need to do, that's what I'm here for. It really helps just to kind of have that sense of community. So as I've worked more and more on my online tutoring business, I've tried to put all the pieces and parts together that make it a really truly successful business. And that's what I've used to create the Teacher Transformers program. So every teacher deserves to make what they're worth and to feel their true value. And this program includes support through one-on-one check-ins with me throughout the program. It eliminates the stress of time by condensing the lessons into bite-sized pieces, and it sets you up for success with ready-to-use resources. It uses the most recent science of reading research and includes resources to plan your lessons, assess your students, keep track of your data, and report to parents all in one place. So you don't have to go searching in the Google Drive and then the Canvas and all the different websites that your school uses. You get to choose how you organize it yourself when it's your own business. Teacher Transformers keeps you accountable through our live weekly sessions, and that's where we work through any sticky situations that come up. And all these are put together in step-by-step directions in an easy-to-use platform. So you showed up today or you're watching the replay because you want to make what you're worth without working more hours. You want to beat your teacher burnout and you want to gain clarity around your online tutoring business, what your challenges are, and how to move forward. So do you remember at the very beginning of this hour, I showed this slide and I asked you to imagine yourself 3 months from now. You finished the program, you're tutoring at your home, you've got your dog or your cat at your feet. It's 4 p.m. on a Thursday, and you close your laptop and you don't have to open it again until Monday. Like there's no administration emails to send over the weekend. You get to choose when you respond to parents. And it's my reality, and I want to make it your dream come true too. And I also promised you that I would show you how to stop wasting your precious time and energy to drive all over and tutor after school, and that it's possible to beat your burnout. But here's the thing I want you to remember. Everything I've shared with you isn't some random idea or theory. It's what actually has worked for me. It's what's worked for Caitlin, and it's what can actually work for you. It's not just some person on YouTube saying, yeah, start a business. It's great. You know, we have actual proof that it works and that you can actually start your own online business and have success with it. So my next question is if you want help to gain clarity around your own tutoring business, figure out your challenges and celebrate your successes. So that gives you a choice of A or B. I would love to help you if you want some help. That would be A, where you get to invest in yourself, use the Teachers Transformers program I've designed specifically for you, and have the program that comes with support, resources, and accountability and start making money right away. Or you could keep going it alone and get the information you got today, spend more time, more money, more energy, more resources trying to figure out yourself. It's up to you. I'm here for you either way. but I am able to be here a lot more supportively for you if you do join Teacher Transformers. So throughout this night, you've heard me mention it, and that's how I can help you beat your burnout. But now, if it's okay with you, I'm going to take a few seconds to share what it all entails. Like I've talked a little bit about it. I've got a little bit more in-depth details. So here's how I can help you. It is a quick 45-minute transformation talk. It's through my own calendar. So you book online based on your availability. And then I just call you at that time. It's just a really simple call, catch up, like, where are you? What are you working on? And how can I help you kind of talk? So I'm not the only person in the online tutoring business. There's plenty of people out there. There's so many different programs and coaches and everything. But I'm the best at working with these burnt out teachers who are like at the end of their emotional rope and you just feel like you can't keep going the way you are. I want to be able to help you get out of that and get your financial freedom while working less hours. So the link that I included earlier is the one that you use to book a call with me. And once you click on that link, this is the kind of the screen that's going to show up for you. So you pick your date, and then you might have to scroll down over here to see all the different times before it will let you click continue. So you pick your date, you pick your time, you click continue, then you fill in your name, your email, and your phone, anything else you want me to know, and that's it. Super easy, really quick, and leads to us having that one-on-one conversation in order to help you. So once you click schedule meeting, you're done. You'll get an immediate email and probably a few reminder emails that are just automated from my website. And then I will call you at the time that you pick. So this is, so now that you've seen how to schedule your transformation talk, this is an example of a resource that's in the program as well. I have kind of broken down the steps to successful reading into these 5 different stages. These are the things that I teach at each stage. And I have some of these decodable stories that I have created available on my Teachers Pay Teachers site. And I also can send them to you when you're in Teacher Transformers. So you have other stuff that you can use as well. So during the talk, we will get clear on, your mindset, where you are, what roadblocks you've come up with, and what the next best steps are for you, and any self-sabotage that may be happening. It's free. I'm here to help you. I really want to make other burnt out teachers understand who they are and what they are worth, because it's not fair the way that teachers are treated in our classrooms right now. It's not fair to you to continue to be treated that way. You deserve so much better, and I really want to help you do that. So if you don't want to work with kids, if you're really fixed in your mindset and don't really want to take risks or try new things, if you don't want to take your own responsibility for your own success and satisfaction, and if you're fine where you are, you're not feeling burnt out, you desire no change, then there's no need to book a call. That's fine. But if you do want to stop doing the things that aren't working, if you are coachable, if you want support and accountability, if you want to learn about the science of reading in the most recent education research, if you're tired of trying things that don't work, or if you're tired of getting short-term results, if you know the road to success isn't straight, it's windy, but you are committed to the journey. And if you're sick of just spinning in that hamster wheel or getting stuck in that thought tornado and you want to take control back of your time and energy, this is for you. And I want to help you. So you'll book your call. And I've got the next few slides are some questions that are very common when people are asking if they should book a call or not. And I've also included some quotes from my past Teacher Transformer clients. So you don't have to just take my word for it. You can listen to them as well. So what if I'm already tutoring? I am here to help you no matter what stage of your business you're in. And this person said, this program has really helped me get excited and gain some confidence regarding the tutoring process. What if I'm super busy? Should I still book a call? The beauty is that I create my own schedule as I teach, and so do my clients too. So you're able to kind of shift it around. And if you can find time for your call, I will make sure that I've got time to talk to you as well. If I don't have any students, can I book a call? Yep. One of my clients said, I can totally do this and grow as I go, which is really awesome because we can meet you wherever you are in your tutoring journey and help you build from there. And what if I don't have any special certifications? This client recognized after Teacher Transformers, I now know that I have valuable skills to bring to the table. And that was really heartwarming to read that as well. And if I don't know what my schedule is going to look like, what if I can't stick to my appointment time? In the automated emails that you'll receive, there will be a link for you to reschedule the call if something comes up. I totally get it, life happens. Like my life has been very up in the air the last 2 weeks. So I will very much be understanding if you need to reschedule. And this was one of my favorite quotes as well. The feedback and support that I have received went above and beyond any expectations that I had. And questions I had were answered kindly and paired with new suggestions I hadn't even thought about. I could tell she knows her stuff and really wanted us all to experience success. So that's true. I really do want every teacher out there to beat their burnout and feel success and feel happiness instead of being so stressed out all the time. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Have a good rest of your evening.